Good evening and welcome once again to the Whiskey Cowboy Live. Tonight's date is September 25th, 2024. It is a Wednesday. It is. I'm waiting for folks to slide on into the show. Deal with ignoramuses online. Had a Yeah, you're right. Putin's puppet traitor, Trump, will do everything else his master tells him to do. And it said the Putin puppet, I wrote back to this guy. He's a complete idiot. Putin, by the way, is favoring Kamala. Laurel says, good evening. Looking good and sounding good. Fantastic. But this Brian Moore, he's spamming a thread of mine. Let's see. Let's block him first. There you go. Dun, 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 dun. The post that I made about Zelensky and keeping his mouth shut about Trump and JD. Not the other one that I made the other day. The other day, I kind of ruffled a couple feathers. You know, one feller seems to think that, no. Zelensky, he's a good guy, and there's just lies about him. And it's like, no. no Zelensky simping on the Cowboys page. Brian Moore says, take your own advice from your previous post. My previous post? The hell? See, I can say anything I want to. I can say anything I want to on my page. Because I am not a foreign dignitary or president coming in and meddling with the United States election. But that's good. He got himself shown to the door. Today was an interesting day. Today's an interesting day. It's been raining here. Cold and rainy. I don't mind that so much. A little bit of a chill. But a bunch of idiots online, or maybe not, maybe people that aren't otherwise idiots decided they wanted to be idiots today. And I wasn't much in the mood for it. Tonight's coffee is French vanilla from New England brand. Waiting for folks to get in. Yeah, it's been an odd day. Been an odd day. Put up a post about the Christian flag. Some folks have never seen it. There's a Christian flag right there. The Christian flag was designed in the late 19th century and then adopted in 1942 in the United States. To symbolize Christianity and Christendom. Now, you can see these various places. Some people have them at their home. Some churches have it flying. Usually flies next to the American flag. They'll have like three flags. They'll have the United States flag, the Christian flag, and then their state flag. That's usually the three. Sometimes they'll throw my mind's not. The black flag with the soldiers that are missing. What do they call it? Oh, what the heck is that flag called? The MIA flag. There we go. PMI was the only thing that came to my head, and it's not PMI. It's MIA. I'm tired. So you'll see them. So I was posting up about how if you're a church, if you're a Christian church, and you're going to have any other flag aside from the state and federal flag usually, this flag here is the flag to have. Not the pride flag, because the pride flag actually goes contrary to the teachings of Christianity and Christ himself. It is not in keeping with the church or Christ. But as I drive around New England, you tend to see a shit ton more of the pride flags either on a pole or hanging or in a sign in front of professed Christian churches than you do the actual Christian flag. And that's a problem. That's a problem. It is. My membership counts goes up and down, up and down. It's been fluctuating within five points, 5 members for the last day and a half. Laurel says that's just wrong. It is just wrong. It is just wrong. They're interested in getting people in the seats. I got a minister buddy. He's from down in Texas. ARP. Giving you a shout out. Good feller. He caught some flack because he liked some of my comments, and members of his denomination don't think that Christians should drink alcohol, and I'm the whiskey cowboy. Well, RP and I we've been good friends for, probably somewhere between 10 and 15 years, easy. And, yeah, Scripture does not say do not drink alcohol. There's some guidelines. But I am not a drunkard. So I'm good, but he got a lot of flack. But he posted up on his page the other day, I forget exactly what it was. He was talking about a church being inclusive and loving and accepting of people with faults and stuff like that. And that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. I'm sure I did not correct him on his page, but I'm sure that he's going to agree with me when I say this. Yes, all of that is true, that a church should be accepting of people, accepting people who are less than perfect, making them feel wanted and giving them a hero and uplifting their lives. Yes, a church should, but a church should also demand change. Christ demanded change. And that little part at the end he didn't put it in there, and a lot of people don't put it in there, that change part. It's like if you think that Christ sat down with thieves and murderers and prostitutes and bankers and all sorts of things like that, sat down with them and had sup. They supped with him, supper. Dinner, lunch, just because he thought they were cool and wanted them to feel welcome. No, he did that in order to begin to affect change. And in fact, churches are supposed to maintain a certain level of behavior amongst their members. And there is a certain way that you go about, number one, if someone's beating their kids or beating their spouse or infidelity and any number of things, thievery, you name it, and the church finds out about it, you're supposed to go to the elders, and then they deal with it, and then they talk with the person in question, and they counsel them, and they basically put them on probation. You need to get your shit straight. If over time they do not do what they're supposed to do, you can actually kick them out of your church. Oh my goodness, how dare you? No. There's also a difference people don't understand too. There's a difference between attending a church and being a member of a church. Those are two different things. A lot of people attend church their whole life and they don't realize they're not a member of that church. They think they are. No, membership of a church usually requires something a little bit different. But, yeah. You're not just supposed to by default love everybody. Christ was not some 1968 hippie freak in a 72 flowered Volkswagen van traveling around the Middle East. No. Perfection is unattainable. Striving to be as good as you can be is the way. So, yeah. Change. It's like, John, it's chain, not change. Well, you know. Oh, where is everybody? Man, my voice is all... my voice is befuddled tonight. Tired. So what else we got going on here? We got... yeah, Zelensky. What a clown. Hey, Kev. Welcome to the show. And folks think they want to argue with me. Want to debate with a cowboy. No, my page is not to debate. Sorry, no. And then don't keep running your mouth and then try to, like I said, hey, you can go ahead and block me. The comments on this post prove precisely that I am posting what I'm posting. Far too many retards on the right, and you seem to be collecting them here. Yeah, that's not going to ingratiate you very much on the Cowboys page. No, I don't. But that's like I told him. I posted up. I said, hey, nope, sorry, not doing that. I'm going to leave this shit right here. I said a little bit more tactfully, but yeah. No, you want to leave? You want to be blocked? You do it. I'm not going to do it for you. But I tell you what, you keep this foolishness up, every other post is going to be deleted. But I'm leaving this stuff right here. I'm tired of that. People jump on my page. They can't get their way. Then they want to, go ahead and block me. No. There's people I'll block. I'll block them. Not when they pull this. No. Sent out a message to my new top fans. I think there was 31 of them. Facebook gets them all up and says, hey, make a post. Tags everybody up there. It's weird how that top fans work, because sometimes it's new folks with very little interaction. Sometimes it's old folks, and you never know. I don't control it. I just get told, these are your top fans. And then top fans, they get a little badge. Laurel says some people never learn. Yeah, it's odd. And if you follow any of my conversations that go south like that, it's always the same way. I give them warning. Say, hey, it's coming. Hey, we're not going to agree on this. That's another thing I say. If we don't agree on something, if I post something, we don't agree on it, it's not because I'm stupid and I'm ignorant in some way and you've got an inside bead that I don't have. No, because if that was the case, I wouldn't be posting on it. You may disagree with my analysis of the situation. Hey, that's fine. But it ain't because you know something that I don't that is crucial in the matter. Yeah. You know more about war-torn countries and what people do than the cowboy does. Well, number one, that's assuming a shit ton right there. But my general views that I presented on that was a broader picture. And it had to do with, it started with the people over in Ukraine. I'd pointed out some people, because there's the real victims are the people. They're paying the price. Oh, the people are, huh? The people in Ukraine are paying the price. Like the people of Ukraine had nothing to do with where they got now, and that they are not, a good many of them, actually participating in it. He's like, what do you mean participating? Look, I'm not going to spell all this out. Those who follow my content have more brains than that. Ukraine did not get where it's at right now with Russia yesterday. There is and we covered it as soon as the fiasco blew up and Putin invaded Ukraine. We covered it on my page. We went over the various issues. We went over the facts. We went over the lies. We went over the propaganda machine that both Ukraine and Russia were pulling. Tore it apart. Each time something came out, tore it apart. Not playing that game. There is no good dog in the fight between Ukraine and Russia. And this has been a problem. That area of the world has been a problem, much like the Middle East. It goes way back. This stuff goes way back before World War II, back before World War I. There's been disputed areas in that area. Hey, welcome to the history of Eastern Europe. Come on. This is nothing new. They're just playing on old stuff. Then how that area was divided up, sliced and diced by outside forces, treaties and agreements, and not everybody agreed with it. That's why there's a good chunk of Ukraine that are ethnic Russians. Think that happened you think the Russians just moved in there? No, they just happened to be caught in an area after the slicing and dicing. And everybody, up until the moment that Putin invaded Ukraine, everybody knew and admitted that Ukraine was the crack house and trailer park place of Europe. Everybody admitted that. You want to launder money, you ran it through Ukraine. And now there's some sort of a beacon for democracy? Are you kidding me? Stop it. No. They're a shithole. And guess what? The people are involved in that. The people went through a legal and democratic process. They followed the rules, and they elected a president that happened to be pro-Russian. Well, the West couldn't have that shit. So they staged a coup, and they replaced him. Don't fucking tell me about democracy. Oh, yeah, the West loves, quote-unquote, democracy as long as the guy that they want is put in power. If not, well, we'll have a coup. Yeah, the people of Ukraine are the ones paying the price. Stop it. No. So I brought up, I said it's the same. It's human nature and what they do. It's the same way as you can't say, like, let's say Chicago or any other high crime city, and more so in the high crime areas. And you go, oh, the people are paying the price for it. The people, oh, you mean the people that are raising these criminals? The people that are allowing the crime? Oh, they're allowing. Oh, what can they do? And I said, what can they do? Yeah, don't ask the cowboy, because the cowboy will tell you what they can do. The same thing with COVID and everything else. You do not allow it. You stand up. You do not facilitate or accommodate the shenanigans. Laurel says, aren't we paying a lot of government services? That yes, and the retirement plans and stuff like that. Yeah, their pensions. Yeah, we're footing the bill. But, and I mentioned that with COVID too. I said, look what happened in COVID. Same thing. And he's like, oh no, there's no comparison. I don't accept that. I don't accept that analogy. So I don't care if you accept it or not. Human nature and what happened during COVID is the exact same thing that happens inside cities. Same thing that happened in 1930s Germany. Same thing that happened in Ukraine and countless other places around the world. There are some people that are victims. Those are people that just have no choice. But they weren't at the beginning looking down a barrel of a gun. You can't go to the very end of it and go, well, what would you do? I wouldn't have allowed it to get to that point. Well, how do you know John wouldn't do that? I didn't do it with COVID. You stop the simple shit. You stop the simple shit. But no, everybody kept their mouth shut, and then they were complaining the same way as people complain. I got on my page all the time and said, stop your complaining. I don't want to hear you complaining. The only time I want to hear you complaining is if you're actually doing something. Or shall I say, not doing something. It would have taken 5 to 7% of the population to say, no, we're not doing this shit, and it would have stopped. But no, there wasn't even 5 to 7% of the population that had enough gumption and backbone to stand up and say, I'm not playing your games, and I don't care the consequences. Yours truly and the missus were one of them. Well, that would be two of us. Now, I said, and I've said all along, I'm not going to cast aspersions on somebody. I'm not going to call you out for what you did or didn't do. But what I'm not going to do is gaslight on the situation and say that those who went along with it did not actively assist in keeping the shit going on. Because they did. And they have to deal with it. It is what it is. I'm not going to be like totally pissed off and write everybody off. No, that's only for people that tried to personally, via themselves, their business, or government, personally shove it down my throat and make me comply. Everybody else that just went along with it, that's on you. You helped, but you didn't try anything personally on me. Yeah. But people have to live with it. And I'm not the type of person that goes, I'm going to ignore it and I'm going to excuse it because it's human nature. I know human nature. I've talked about human nature, and it's not to excuse things. I know about racism. I know human nature. I know power dynamics. I know politics. I know stupidity. I know the sheeple mentality. I've written about it time and time again. I know about the psyops that were being played. I know. But because it works and it is so prevalent does not make me go, well, fuck it then. It's okay. It's not okay. What would you do if your livelihood, yourself or your family was in danger? I'd do the same thing I did during COVID. And yes, my livelihood, the family's livelihood, suffered. The household. Take a stand. Take a stand. I got a little teeny fruit fly. He's buzzing around here. I don't know where it is. I got nothing in my studio. He must have came in the window or something. But he's annoying as all get out. So you can't see him. He'll just kind of fly up here. If you see me lunge towards the screen, he's probably landed on one of my monitors. But yeah, asking the cowboy, well, what do you suggest they would do? Let me count the ways. No, I understand. Human nature is not that of courage. That's not human nature. Human nature is self-preservation. And people will do a lot to save their skins. They will. I get it. Doesn't make it right and it doesn't make it good. It's usually the minority that changes things, that swings things either good or bad, and the rest just follow. I said, I posted up that fear is contagious, but so is courage, because it is. Both. Monkey see, monkey do. Nobody likes to be the odd one out. Nobody likes to take the first step. Fear is contagious, but so is courage. Be courageous. Try to uplift other people. And I didn't try to shame people. I never once tried to shame people. I just pointed out the facts. These are the facts. Now you make your own choice. Don't tell me what your choice is. I told people all the time, don't tell me what you're doing. Don't tell me what you have to live with what you're doing. This is what's happening. These are the choices that are in front of you. Now you need to make decisions for yourself. I understand everything that I understand. I do. I understand. Oh, bastard. But understanding doesn't excuse things. Doesn't. Brings it to lying. Let's talk about lying. Half-truths. Boy, we got a shitstorm of half-truths floating out there. And outright lies. But half-truths. Half-truths are worse than lies, because lies are easy to identify. Half-truths are used to create lies. I call them using a fact to create a lie. As a half-truth. Johnny shot Jimmy and killed him. All right. Johnny shot Jimmy because Jimmy was trying to knife him down. You see how the whole truth makes things a whole... That's why when you're in court and they say, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? That's why whole truth is in there for a reason. And lawyers are damn good at getting half-truths out. They want the facts, but they only want what they do. Now, a good adversarial team, one will set it up and just ask you an XYZ question, and the other one will fill in the blanks. I.e., the prosecution will come in and ask you a leading question that if you answer and you just answer what you're asked, and there's another key, never answer more than what you're asked. Trust your counsel. Never answer more than what you're asked. Because that's when you get in trouble, because then you show the holes. It's like, no, make sure your lawyer's a good lawyer. And when their lawyer asks you a question and leads you in, and you go, damn, I don't want to answer this because if I just answer, it's a half-truth. It's not the whole truth. It's not the whole story. Answer it anyways. Honestly. Do not go into the whole truth. Just answer what they asked. Because people talk too much. People like to talk. People talk too much. Answer just what was asked in as short a way as possible. And then have your lawyer cross back and he'll fill in the blanks because he'll know. He'll know. Or her. Whatever. Lies. Half-truths. Half-truths are lies. They may inadvertently, you may tell a half-truth and it might be right. And nobody has to teach you this. Kids do it all the time. And have you heard this one too? You go, well, I was honest about this. Why wouldn't I tell you the rest? That's a half-truth. Why wouldn't you tell the rest? Because you told just enough truth to make you seem honest. But you weren't. Oh, I missed the, sorry about that. I missed, it got me. I tensed up that one. Thank you. I missed the mute button. Stretch that back out. There we go. Sorry about that. Saw that one coming. Yeah, I got a cramp in my damn upper back muscle. That sneeze got me good. Got me good. But yeah, half-truths. You don't even need to teach a kid a lie. They'll just lie anyways. Lying comes natural because lying's the easiest form of defense. That's why you teach children not to lie. But yeah, we tell lies to make people feel good and yeah. When you get older, you learn the difference. Call them a white lie. Oh, they're all bad. Nah, I'm a realist. Yeah. it is virtually impossible to go through life completely honest and never kind of smooth a little bit. But yeah, the rest of the stuff, no. We're getting half truths thrown out there and complete lies. Propaganda's half truths. That's why it sells it. If it's completely out in left field, nobody will buy it. You got to have half truth in there. A half truth will get people to swallow the rest of the bullshit. Laurel says, my 5-year-old grandson usually tells on himself. Cracks me up. Yeah, sometimes he'll do that. Sometimes I do that. But yeah, lying comes naturally. God damn it. It's a natural defense mechanism. And it works. It works. You teach your kids not to, and then as they grow up, you explain what's right and what's wrong. And yeah, it's a complex issue. Laurel says, but he always has an explanation of why he did what. Yeah, there's that too. And sometimes it's valid. Sometimes it's not. Excuse me. They learn. The studio's getting warm again. Turn on my fan. Yeah, it's better. Yeah, kids are funny. Raise them right. And I try to tell people, you got to get them before 4. All the bad habits you teach them before 4, because they don't get their long-term memory doesn't kick in between 4 and 5. But all the foundation blocks are built before then. And if you build them up wrong up until they're 4 or 5, good luck. Good luck. Oh, you can turn them around, but you're going to have to crack down pretty hard. And if you keep going and it's now they're 10, 11 years old, yeah. Yeah. You created that. Now, that doesn't mean that even kids that are raised right aren't going to do bad. They are. But kids, the general foundation, you need it before they're 5. That's about 4 years old is about when it is. They say the terrible 2s. Well, the terrible 2s are when they're starting to figure shit out. You need to correct that. 2, 3, 4 years old. If they're brats at 4 years old, heaven help you. And you did that. The kid didn't do that. You did that. A child with bad behavior when they're under, let's say under 13, is on you. It's not on the kid. That doesn't mean you don't hold the kid accountable. You damn well better hold the kid accountable. But unless there is an actual mental problem, which is very rare, they're acting bad because of you. You're allowing it. Good coffee. My stomach, coffee's been rough on my stomach lately. I was going to say my stomach's been rough. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of jalapenos too, and it hasn't bothered me too much. Coffee, for some reason, has been bothering me. But yeah, you're the problem. And that goes for if the child has autism or they have Down syndrome and they're acting up in public, you're still the problem. Oh, they don't know how. Yeah. Yeah, they can. If you can teach a 5 or 6 year old to behave, you can teach somebody with autism or Down syndrome to behave in public. Stop it. Laurel says you're dealing with a lot of extra stuff lately. I am. I am. Things are rough. Thank you. Thank you, Laurel. Peggy says, hey there, I agree with you. Bad behavior has to be nipped in the bud. Yes. Again, that doesn't mean that all kids are going to be good. And kids are always going to try to push the boundaries. And that's part of growing up. It's part of growing up. But we know the difference between normal bad behavior and a brat. Brats that have perpetual bad behavior, that's on the parent. Unless there's a neurological issue. And by neurological issue, I don't mean autism or Down syndrome. I'm talking about an actual neurological issue where the brain is normally fine. Because again, you can teach somebody with autism how to control their emotions, and they get sensory overload. You teach them how to deal with that. And if they can't deal with that, then you don't bring them out into a store. You do not subject the rest of the public to your problems. Be they legitimate problems or not. It's not our thing to deal with. It's your thing to deal with. And speaking of that, leave your fucking dogs at home. This whole trend of everybody needing to bring their dogs everywhere, holy crap. Stop it. Just, no. Enough of the foolishness. Keep that shit at home. But yeah. Raise your kids. Don't just provide. Raising your kids is not just giving them a house to live in, food to eat, utilities and shower and games and clothing. That's not raising your kids. Raising your kids is teaching them good manners. Teaching them, socialize them. Teach them a hierarchy. There is a hierarchy, and they're not at the top of it. They're at the bottom of it. We protect those at the bottom of it, but they're not the top of the hierarchy. I say put your shoes on, you put your fucking shoes on. It's that easy. No discussion, no argument, no telling you why. That comes later if need be. You first learn how to do what you're told to do. Laurel says they have to have perimeters. They do. And when they don't have perimeters, they are the most miserable things out there. Children without rules and perimeters, guidelines, rails to keep them in line, become the most miserable people on earth. Because they don't know. They don't feel secure. They're always unhappy because they don't know what their limits are. Give them some limits. Doesn't mean you have to be a tyrant, but here you go. Here's your limits. You can operate within this right here. And then sometimes I'm going to squeeze in a little bit when you get a little for your own protection. But normally, there you go. We're going to give you this. And then they know. Because they don't know no better. They're rudderless. They just kind of wander around. Again, all of the kids that get to do whatever the fuck they want to do are the most miserable out there. They don't feel secure. You're a parent. Be a parent. If you're a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle that has to take care of somebody else's kids, you do the same thing. You're the adult figure. You're the authority figure. You do your job. Oh, they're not going to like me. They're going to hate me. Look, they're either going to love you or hate you no matter what you do. Especially when they get older. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. You do the right thing. They'll love you more for doing the right thing. Peggy says, I've also seen too many kids dragged out to go shopping when they should be napping. Well, yeah. Could be. Each kid's different. You also have to teach them, even if you're tired, you have to act accordingly. Because, look, we get tired, too. Okay. Although, to be perfectly honest, damn, there's a lot of 30 and 40-year-old adults out there that act like little kids that need a nap. Laurel says Mason hates me when I discipline him, but he still wants his hugs. Yeah. They know the difference, and they know that they're loved. They're not going to like what you're going to do. You hate me. Yeah, you don't love me. Yeah, I get it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I don't want to do this, but it has to be done. Why? Because you dictated it. Don't do it. No, I have to do it. Because if I don't do it, there's no repercussions and you're not going to learn. And contrary to what a lot of people think, this pisses me off. Your 4, 5, 6-year-old kid is not a small 40-year-old. You can't reason with them. I don't care how smart that kid is. You can't reason them into doing the right thing. Some kids are better than others, but no. It's no. What makes them do the right thing is, number one, trusting you, and if you instill discipline in them, in other words, they're going to do what you tell them to do. Even if they don't like to do it, they're going to do what you tell them to do because they trust you. That's done between 2 and 4 years old. You teach that shit. So you don't need to, like spanking. If you spank your 3 and 4-year-old kid, I'm not saying that should be the first go-to, but sometimes it's needed. Like I said, they're not mini 4-year-olds. You teach them like you teach a dog, and we've talked about this. You teach them like you teach a dog. Yes, you don't beat your dog every time they do something bad. You reward them for good behavior. You use your voice inflections. You use your domineering size. You use a lot of different things to make them do what they're supposed to do, and you train them right. Then when they pass that stage, and if spanking is required, not every child needs it, but not every child doesn't need it. By the time they're 5 or 6, you don't have to spank them. You've already trained them. This whole Dr. Spock bullshit that was brought in, some of the worst shit that came down the pike in the United States and Europe. The better, gentler, kinder parent. No. Doesn't mean that you're being abusive or anything, but they're not your buddy, and they're not mini 40-year-olds that you can just explain why you do the right thing. And we're seeing, especially in the inner city communities, and the kids become teenagers and they've been allowed to do anything they want. You can't sit and reason with most of them either. It's already done. It's already done. Like Denzel Washington said, people complaining about little Tyreek is now in the system and the system's stacked against him. And he's like, where was Tyreek's mom and dad when he was 7 or 8 years old? Where were they? System wasn't involved then. Why is the system involved? The system doesn't walk. We do not have jackboot Nazi police officers walking down through the communities just scarfing up kids and throwing them in jail. It doesn't happen. No, but we have little gangbangers out there doing stupid shit. And like the song says, try that in a small town. It's like, no, these problems, there's problems in small towns. They ain't to that degree. And you don't generally, unless the small town is a satellite of some other big shithole, you don't see those gang issues because mom and dad beat that shit out of that kid young. You're not going to do that. You're going to grow up to be a respectable person. You're going to well, how can you say that spanking your child and scarfing them up and by the back of the neck and stuff like that, how can you say that violence doesn't train violence into them? You have no idea about discipline. You really don't. It's not violence for the sake of violence. Hey, Judy, welcome to the show. Corporal punishment is not violence for the sake of violence. Corporal punishment does not teach people to beat the shit out of people, if done correctly. What corporal punishment teaches people is that if I do bad, ow, it's going to hurt, and I don't want to hurt. That's what corporal punishment does. But no, Dr. Spock, you can't do that. Can't do that. Kinder, gentler parenting. These kids are my buddies, my pals, my girlfriends, the mothers, my girlfriends. Oh, and their little boys, there's my little prince. No, he ain't. Oh, he's the man of the house. No, he fucking is not. He is not. He's a kid. You're the adult. You should have picked a decent man that you're going to dedicate your life to and help each other through this shit. And then you raise your children properly. Your kids are not your pals. You want girlfriends? You want girlfriends to talk to about your problems and talk? Then you get yourself people your own age. It's easy enough to do. You don't confide in your kids. They're kids. They're not your buddies. You can do buddy things with them. But the father-son and the father-daughter and the mother-son and mother-daughter relationship, there's always been a cohesive and caring and even jovial relationship, but that ain't all it is. You're not buddies. You're still mom, you're still dad, and they're still your kids. Start acting like it. And I've said this before, too. You get a man or you get a woman, do not let that kid come between you. Do not do it. Don't play those games. Figure out what you want to do. Stick to it. Dad, can I do this? No. Well, Mom said, if Mom said X, Y, or Z, why are you asking me? What did Mom say? What did Dad say? And then, no, I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask. Am I the first person or am I the second person you asked? Don't let the kids divide you. Again, this is basic stuff. Basic stuff. Come to an agreement on how you're going to raise your kids. What are your religious stands, beliefs? How are you going to raise your kid? What's your educational? What's your social? Get this shit all figured out before you have kids. Laura says, Mom said it was okay with her if it's okay with you. That happens a lot. That's a good way to let it go through. See, in our household, it was if Mom thought it was okay, as in with my kids, if Mom thought it was okay, she'd say it was okay. If Mom didn't want it done, she'd say, go ask your father. Go ask your father. Because I had no problems with no. Because I'd know right off the bat whether it was okay or not. But if Mom didn't want it done and she didn't want to say, go ask your father. I got no problem with that. But see, then she's got to know me because I'll throw that monkey wrench in there and go, yeah, hell yeah, let's go do this. How dare you let them do that? Well, yeah, you left it up to me. Know your partner. Oh, goodness. And then, of course, the older the kids get, the more leeway you give them. You know, you broaden those rails. You say, there you go. And just watch them. Make sure they're not hurting themselves too badly. Too badly. They got to have scuffed up knees. They're going to get injured doing kid stuff. Let them climb a tree. Let them do dangerous things. Again, we grew up in the banana seat bike days and making jump ramps out of cinder blocks and plywood. I remember going down my driveway and just crossing the street into the barbed wire fence. We did stupid stuff, run through the woods, jump off of cliffs. Not big ones. You know, we did boy stuff. Boy stuff. Go to school, you learn, hey, how high can I climb? Let kids figure it out. They don't grow and they don't get strong and they don't get actual confidence. Not this fake shit that kids have now. You know it's fake because as soon as you poke them, they shatter. Kids got fake confidence now. Real confidence, they ain't going to be shattered when you poke them. Teach them real confidence. Teach them failure. Oh, you're perfect the way you are. No, you're not. No, you're not. Telling your kid that they're perfect the way they are is one of the biggest mistakes you can make. Women tend to do that. They do it more than men do. But that's why men are important. They help even things out. But yeah, generations of kids now. You're perfect the way you are. If there's a problem, excuse me, if there's a problem, it's the world that's the problem. How dare they? No, it just might be you. Laurel says, taking the skateboard down the road that had a railroad track at the bottom. Fun times. Yeah. Yeah. Did you have the skateboard ripped out from underneath you, or were you able to skip over the top of it? No, you got to do stupid shit. You got to do it. Nowadays, no, they can't do anything. And then the kids are joining gangs and doing stupid shit. Anyways, because they weren't. Oh, my goodness. Laurel says, I learned to jump off without killing myself. Yeah, that helps too. Yeah. What you going to do? You going to jump over it? You going to skip over it? You going to get then jump? Yeah. Yeah. You learn. Now, do you have the standard ones? They had a lot smaller skateboards back when we were younger. They had they were smaller, narrower, a lot of them, or they were the super long ones. But modern skateboards are a little wider, a little bit longer. The smaller one, yeah. They had a lot of them too. They were kind of like a rubber or plastic top to them, the deck to them. Had a lot of those around. But yeah, even the wooden ones, they were smaller. Skateboards were I can't talk. Skateboards were smaller. But yeah. Yours was yellow. Yeah, and it was probably what? That plastic, rubbery, hard plastic shit? I don't know if it was rubber or not, but it wasn't wood, right? It was kind of a rubbery. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, been there. Yeah, things were different. Yeah. And then they had, then the BMX bikes came out. They came out after the, most of us, we had the either had 10 speeds and they had the really thin tires. Mountain biking wasn't too much of a thing back then, but you had the road bikes, really thin tires. And then the handlebars were shaped like ram's horns coming back. And the banana seat bikes in that type. Then the next progression was the BMX bikes, and then everybody had the BMX bikes. The kids just had to have them. Then kids are getting all fucked up with that. It's a glorious thing. And during that period, they had it was mostly it wasn't bikes and skateboards. You had your God, I can't think of the name of it. Roller skates. That's roller skates. And then after roller skates, they had roller blades. Yeah, roller blades came in after roller skates. Because I remember, like, you go to skating rinks and stuff like that. And nobody had rollerblades. It was all skate. And then even going down the street, kids just had it in the parking lots. It was just roller skates. Then rollerblades came in. When did rollerblades get in there? Got to be the 80s? I think the 80s. Let's find out when rollerblades. When did rollerblades? 1980. No, this is 1980. Early designs, clunky. Wasn't until 1980s. Two American brothers, a pair of inline skates. Right, because they called them inline skates. But 1980. But when did they become popular? I thought it was like in the mid 80s they became. Because before then, only the rich kids could afford them anyways. When did they become popular? 1990s is when rollerblades became popular. See, there we go. So we were in the right ballpark. They were around and designed in 1980. And like I said, they weren't seen very much. And you said late 80s, which makes sense because I'm looking up here right now and it says in 1990s the rollerblades exploded in popularity, and that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I remember seeing them every once in a while through the 80s and then more towards the late of the 80s. But yeah, 1990, they just exploded in popularity. Here's my thoughts on roller skates versus rollerblades. Rollerblades are easier to not fall on your ass, in my opinion, just because the blade it's longer, so it gives you more front and back area. However, when it comes to stability, if I'm just standing there, which is why the rollerblades had they had really rigid ankle support on them, almost like a ski boot, where the roller skates was more like just a leather boot that you tied up tight, because you had the four wheels that dissipated your weight, and you didn't rock as much side to side. So it was actually easier. I think it was easier for me to roller skate, but I could roller blade faster and not fall down as much. Donna says she just about killed herself on blades. Yeah. I had rollerblades. Mine was a nice pair. I think they were K2s. And they had you're supposed to like put them in the oven for a while without the wheels on it. You put it in the oven and warms up the ankle supports on them, and then you're supposed to wear them, and it's supposed to mold in and make it feel better. I could never get them to feel right. I just couldn't. But so Donna, how did you about kill yourself with those rollerblades? See, folks, if the cowboy doesn't know, I'll ask. Not about Donna, but it's like, hey, it's the rollerblades. Let's find out. Let's find out. Laurel says I had rollerblades for maybe a year. I preferred ice skating. Yeah, I didn't do much ice skating. I didn't do much ice skating. Oh, you couldn't manage to stop on the heel instead of the toe. Yeah, because roller skates you stop with a toe bumper if you had a toe bumper, and and rollerblades had that pad on the very back, and you're supposed to just lift your toe up, which drops your heel. Yeah. Where roller skates, you just let your foot trail back a little bit further and stand on your toe, on your trailing foot, and slows down that way. I think that it's easier stopping using your toe than it is using those because where your foot has to be when you're stopping with your toe, you're trailing your other foot. Or I like to also, both with roller skates and roller blades, you just blade your foot. You just bring it back to about a 45-degree angle and then 45-degree angle, and you just kind of scuff the wheels. That's easier. But, yeah, I think stopping using the stoppers on a roller blade is harder than on those other things. Peggy says, I agree, Laurel. It was pretty good at ice skating as a kid. I couldn't roller skate to save my life. Yeah, roller skates. There we go. Oh, I loved roller skating. Yeah. I thought I wanted the roller blades to get more exercise. I was older. I wasn't a kid anymore. I was an adult. I was an adult with kids. But, yeah, I didn't use them as much as I thought I would. And then you have the two types of ice skates. You got hockey skates and you got figure skating. And the figure skaters have the toe picks on them, and the hockey skates has none. Donna says, I don't like the fake ice rinks. The fake ice rinks? What's a fake ice rink? Laurel says, I roller skated at a rink. A bunch of us would go on Saturday night. Yeah, that was the thing to do. Fake ice? I've never heard of fake ice. Have y'all heard of fake ice? I've never heard of fake ice. That's new to me. Fake ice. That is weird. Fake ice for skating. Fake ice for hockey. Orion says, yep. Oh, look at that. Easy ice. Backyard rink. That can't be it. Okay. Hockey. Synthetic ice. They come in tiles. Wow. What the hell? Skate anytime. Synthetic ice. That's weird. I've never heard of that. Laurel says, weird. I grew up ice skating on a pond. They have fake ice here in Kentucky. Haven't tried it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Wow. Yeah, they come in. You can buy them in those locky sheet things like you do for a children's playroom or a weight room. And then they put them all together. Wow. That's weird. I have never heard of that. I learned something new. Never heard of that. Well, I guess that's good. They're showing like kids practicing hockey and stuff, and little kids. I guess that's okay, and they could do it year round. Wow, you can buy whole packs of them. Synthetic ice tiles. $145 on sale. $99.99. Bauer synthetic ice tiles. I'll be darned. That is weird. Oh, that's got a whole rink. $2,000. Skate anywhere. Got a whole little rink so they can practice their slap shots. Synthetic ice rink, 20 by 40. I'll be darned. Hey, thanks, Donna. Thanks, Donna. Hadn't known about that before. That's weird. That is weird. I wonder how they get it so your your skate doesn't get caught in the grooves, because there is areas. That's weird. That is weird. It's neat. It's neat and weird at the same time. It's kind of weirdly neat. Wow. Polyglide. Donna says they set one up down here in Arkansas one year. They do okay? Well, I guess not that good if they only did it 1 year. See, we got nope. If you want to go ice skating, you go on up to Everett Arena. It's Everett Arena in Concord. It's the state capital. It's where they have their ice stuff. I think they got it darn near all year round. It's all inside. Can't be all year because they hold events in there too. But they got it. They can run. They can build an ice rink in the summertime in the Everett Arena. I think that's what it is. Everett Arena. Yeah. Douglas and Everett Arena. It's at the bottom of the hill. That doesn't mean anything to anybody that doesn't live in the area, but it's down across the river, but it's across the street from Buffalo Wild Wings and stuff like that. It's at the foot of the hill. You got the heights up there, and then you come down the hill, and before you get across the river. You cross the river, then you get Hannaford and Shaw's and I think Home Depot or something like that. I don't know, down there. Hey, Wayne. Wayne says, "Heidi ho, good neighbors." Donna says, "Not a whole lot of people that ice skate down here." I wouldn't think. I wouldn't think. Yeah, I got one of the granddaughter going in field hockey. Field hockey. Can do that on the grass. On the grass. We don't have boys field hockey up here. We got lacrosse. Lacrosse. For guys, not for girls. Field hockey for gals. Wayne says he hadn't ice skated since general skills in high school. Yeah, we didn't learn how to. we didn't do that. We did not learn how to ice skate in school. Nope. No siree. We'll learn how to climb a rope, do the peggy things, the pegs up on the wall, peg things. You got the running and stuff like that. Basketball, soccer. Peggy says, "Hey, Wayne, hey." Wayne missed our whole rollerblade versus roller skates and the progression of childhood amenities from standard bikes and old skateboards on up and BMX and whole 9 yards. Laurel says back then when PE was actually physical. Yeah. Yeah. It was physical. Let's get physical. Sorry. Wayne says last time I was on skates, they had 4 wheels. 2x2. Yeah. We went over that. 1980 is when they were designed. Took 10 years to ramp up. 1990s when they exploded into popularity and took off from there. Inline skates. Rollerblades. Inline skates. Donna says high school is where I first learned square dance. Square dance. Now, see, we had square dance and going back as far as, I think we were middle school, we were square dancing. We were square dancing in middle school. Somewhere around 4th, 5th grade, I think, is when we were square dancing. It's everybody hated it, but everybody had a great time once you get doing it. That's one of those things. It's like, that's stupid. What a fucking stupid thing to do. But then when everybody starts doing it, everybody has a ball. Just listen to the caller. He'll tell you what to do before you have to do it. Yeah, square dancing's cool. Again, everybody put square dancing. That's stupid. Everybody had a good time. I've seen a bunch of kids with smiles on their faces and stuff like that. Laurel says, oh my God, Donna, I hated that. We had to dance with the boys, sweaty hands. Well, yeah, you get that. But no, people giggling and laughing and Alaman right and Alaman left. You got the do-si-do and zippity-doo-dah and forward and back. Swing your partner round and round. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Wayne said, did some cross-country skiing in Ohio Guard. Though downhill wasn't my forte. I ended up looking like the cartoon. A big snowball. Yeah, I like cross-country skiing. Now, I was a natural downhill. I went skiing in the Alps. I told you about this. Never downhill skied before, but I'd cross-country. And they're not the same things. And I was like, okay, I can spend a day just getting lessons, or I can just get some skis and stuff and get on up there. And I got some skis, and I was a natural. It was fine. Till a little kid pulled out in front of me. But yeah, I like cross country. Cross country's more handy. You can get places. Downhill's fun, but you got to get back up. Cross country, you're going to go everywhere. You can go up the hill, you can go down the hill. But different skills. Some of the things are about the same, but different skills. There really is some different skills involved. Laura says 7th and 8th grade. Yeah. Ooh, icky boys. Yeah. I know I have some kid size cross-country skis out in the shed. Wayne says, we had one guy that was like that tricycle dude in Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. As long as he was moving, he was fine. The moment he stopped, he fell over. Yeah, you get that. Yeah. Downhill's rhythm. Once you know the mechanics, I'm like, I should be able to do this. I know the mechanics. This is how you make a turn. Pressure on the outside, pressure on the inside. How you can do it turning with skis, with the plow. And that's fine. I didn't like that, but I love the mechanics of the inside-outside leg. Once you know how to do that, and then it's rhythm and balance, and just keeping your momentum. But yeah, when you stop, you can, whee, there you go. More people can fall over when they stop moving. But yeah, I like skiing. It's fine. It's fun stuff. I've owned mountain bikes. I never got into mountain biking. That makes sense. How does that work? No. Because mountain bikes were they're an extension of multi-purpose road bikes. You know, they had the slightly wider tires, but they still had road treads on them. Donna says we also learned shooting a bow in high school. Yep, yeah. And I grew up with a long bow, so I don't know where it is now. I don't know where it is. I don't have it anymore, but I grew up with a long bow. Wayne says, I was doing okay till I picked up too much speed. The instructor yelled, snowplow. Right, so I did. Skis crossed and it was airborne. Yeah. Yeah, no, you can't let them cross. You can't. Yeah. I've seen a lot of people do that at slower speeds too. It's really easy to get your skis to cross when you're going too slow. And then you're just like, oh, what the hell? Wayne says, good times. Not at all time, but good memories. Yeah, well, you look back on life, and how many times that you look back and you go, it really sucked when it was happening, but you just smile about it now. You just, oh, wouldn't have traded it for anything. Yep, such is life. Hey, everybody, welcome to the show. We've picked up more folks. Still more folks aren't talking. I'll bet you Gus is probably listening because he's back home. At least I think he's back home still. My son brought over some duck eggs. I guess his gals got family members. They got ducks, so they brought some duck eggs over the other day. Wayne says, I look back and smile fondly to myself. How did I survive? Well, I know how I survived. I just too cantankerous to not do so. Laurel says, I learned that a very small patch of grass on a bunny hill will stop your ski. Yes. Yeah. Donna says they should bring back home ec and shop. I think some schools, but they have to be like a VOTEC school. Some of them have it there, but it's a shame that a lot of them cut out. Hey, does everybody want to see the video? I posted it up. I am sorry, Mr. Wayne. Wayne sent me a video the other show, and I didn't catch that he wanted it seen. Y'all want to see that video? I posted a link to it on the show update, but Peggy says, yum, duck eggs are good eating. Yeah, good. I think we got if we're using it for cooking, it's like 1.5 egg. So yeah, we got some duck eggs. So who wants to see Wayne's video? Oh, here we go. Luna missed. Oh, thank you, Luna. Hey, you're kind of cute. If you want to keep me company while I'm struggling to cook, hit me up. Oh, yeah. I moved it down. Yeah, that was off of Instagram. Damn fucking bots. Okay, folks. Oh, no, stop this. Let's go back here. Here we go. You ready? Here we go. That's Wayne in the middle. Giving him a shave. There you go. I'll go one more time for y'all. And there's that. So sorry, Wayne, that I didn't show that last show. It was late. I didn't catch. I just glanced at it. Didn't catch exactly what you'd said. So I posted it up the next day, and there you go, back on the show again. He says, yes, they had real bayonets mounted on those rifles. Sticky, sticky, stabbity, stabbity. Yeah, we were close to the end of the show. I was pretty tired. Man, we need a break. We need a break. We need a break. Stress like everything else. It needs to come in cycles. You don't get stronger. You don't get stronger by constant stress. You need breaks. We've had a rough couple years. Peggy says, thank you for sharing. Yes, thank you, Wayne. Thank you, Wayne. Wayne's World. Excellent. Party on. Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Yeah, the DOJ releasing that letter that dirtbag wrote and had in his thing. They didn't need to release that. Stating how, somebody else finished the job and take out Trump. They're going to be a hero, and I'm offering, I think it was $150,000. It's like, yeah, the DOJ did not need to release that to go forward with charges against him. They did not, because evidence and discovery generally does not get released until the actual trial. And sometimes not everything gets released then. Laura says it never should have been released. Right, exactly. Even Bill Barr said, what the hell are they doing? Bill Barr hates Trump. And they're like, what the hell are they doing? I'm paraphrasing. But yeah, he's like, doesn't make any sense. Doesn't. They hide everything else, and they're going to release this. It's like, you people, they need to be removed. They need to be removed. We got a cancer that's running this country, and it needs to be corrected. Crazy. Like I posted up, Ukraine and Russia come to an agreement. Zelensky's like, I want Kamala to win. And Vlad is going, so do I. That's the one thing the Ruskies and the Ukrainians can agree on. They both want Kamala Harris to win. It still gets me too. Some jackwagon came up and he spammed one of my things today. It's one I let the first one go because he commented on somebody else's post underneath my content. I'll let one go. But then when you post it all by itself and then hit several other posts with the same damn thing, not having it, gone. And then he was telling me, yeah, you need to take your own advice from a post earlier. What? About Zelensky keeping his mouth shut? Last I knew, I was not a foreign president in the United States campaigning for one particular party. No. I'm a social and political commentator. If anyone's going to talk about Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and Kamala Harris, and it's me. That's my job. That's my job. Speaking of that's my job, if folks would like to help contribute, there's links underneath the show. Every little bit helps. I got bills to pay just like everybody else. One of my posts today got me $5. Gal liked it so much, she paid me $5. And that's good. It all adds up. If you're on Facebook, you can get stars. Now, what you do is I believe you pay for stars in advance. And then you can give those stars, you scatter them wherever you want, all throughout Facebook. I might post up a link. I posted about it, but I can go to my business back end on Facebook, and I can get the actual link to where folks can purchase stars for themselves, and then they can give it to me or anybody else out there. It's roughly 1 star is 1 cent, roughly, but like I said, it's kind of on a sliding scale, so it's kind of weird. The gal sent me 500 today, and that came to $5. So it all helps out. Hey, we're almost in October. I've had to turn on the heater a couple times in the last few days, but we're almost in October. Excuse me. You know what October means? Peggy says the people that post I stand with Ukraine have mostly disappeared. Yeah, the big vocal, and driving around New Hampshire, you see it. Okay, you see their little Ukraine signs and blue and yellow, and whatever. But yeah, people being wimp. Oh, with a heater? No. I like to stay about 70. Donna says bratwurst for October? No. Nope. What's October mean? Come on now. Oh, I know Laurel knows. Laurel's usually right on the bubble. Laurel caught the other day when I wasn't wearing a button-up shirt. She caught when I wasn't wearing my wedding band because the well got it. So what's October? What's October mean? What does October mean to the cowboy? Halloween and candy. Well, you got that too. My youngest, she loves Halloween. She always been a kind of gothy girl. But no. Laurel says, my brain isn't functioning. Oktoberfest. No. This is something that's special to me. It's not something special to the rest of the world or the country. This is something special to the cowboy. October. I've been saying it since spring. October. Because there was an issue. Oh, come on. I don't have to keep giving you hints. Your dulcimer. Very good, Laurel. Very good. My dulcimer. The Luther's supposed to pick up production again in October. So I'm hoping October, November, hopefully. I should be in the first batch. So yes, the dulcimer. The dulcimer. Could have sworn you would have gotten that sooner, Laurel. You must be tired too. But yeah, it's damn near October. How many more days we got? Come on, let's see here. Oh, we got one more week. Tuesday's October 1st. Tuesday. Man, I didn't want today to be Wednesday. Today felt like Friday. I was talking to the missus. I'm like, today doesn't feel like a Wednesday. It feels like a Friday. It's odd how days feel like that sometimes. It's like, it doesn't. Feels like a Monday. Today felt like a Friday. Weather was horrible. Well, rainy, cold. Gonna have to start wearing my long johns again. My legs get a little chilly. It's not bad when I'm out walking around or something, taking care of stuff. But if I'm just sitting and doing stuff, it gets a bit chilly. Chilly dog. Chili Mac. Yeah, pumpkin spice. I'm not a pumpkin spice guy. Fall for me is like Chili Mac and stews, corn chowder, and chili, corn chowder, stews. I like a thick, hearty stew. Laurel says I'm still wearing shorts and T-shirts. I've been wearing my slippers instead of going barefoot. Oh, cold enough for slippers, huh? Yeah, I don't wear shorts. I got a couple pair of shorts, some cargo shorts. I don't wear them very often. I don't think I've worn those damn shorts in probably 7 years. So to be honest with you, I'm not so sure. No, my green ones would fit. I don't think my khakis will fit. So I think my khakis are 34s. Laurel says the AC blows cold across the floor. Yeah, we put the AC in the bedroom, and I got the AC in the studio. The rest of the house, we didn't put it in this year. I don't think we put it in last year either. And I didn't have it growing up, so it's not a big deal. My house down in Oklahoma had AC and heating unit in one thing. So I heated most of the house. Big old unit. Fit in the window. Fit in the window. You know, in the house across from the pecan orchard. You had to throw that pecan in there. Pecan orchard. Had two of my own. 2 trees of my own. Pecans. But yeah. If I can keep my feet warm, I'm good. My legs, long johns, but I got my vests. Like I said, I wore my vest for the first time this fall. I like my vests. I got just my shirt vests. It's vests that I wear with my shirts. And then I got a kind of an oilskin vest for outdoor stuff. I got a puffy vest. You know, those ones with a down in them. I got a puffy vest. Then I got my other jackets. We'll see whether or not I wear the slick this winter. I didn't get to wear it. Didn't get to wear it out once last year. The missus finally saw it and she's like, "Oh, there, you got to have that." I'm like, "No, it costs too much." But it'll last forever. It'll be my last slick. I won't have another one. Y'all have seen it. I got pictures of me and my slick. Let's see here. Me and my slick. Try to pull this thing up here. Doobie-doo. I probably have to scroll back quite a ways. I'll put up the old... why don't I do this? Why don't I just... I'll search. There we go. Slick. Hey, there we go. There it is. There's me and my slick. Nice. Heavy. A lot heavier than you think. It's got a liner on the upper half from about waist up. Got a liner inside. There I am for the folks. You're now looking... If I'm looking straight ahead, but then turn my head to the right to about 1 o'clock from where I'm looking, I'd be looking directly at where I'm sitting in this picture, in the studio. That's the corner of my studio. Now, directly ahead from where I'm looking in the picture, I got my whiskey barrel and light over there on that other side. But yeah. That's a nice slick. Yes, indeedy. Yes, indeedy. I need to get more videos out there, me playing for you folks. It was a lot of work trying to bring the stuff up and down, but I know I can do it in the living room now. Did it on my cell phone. It's like, oh, this works out okay. Doesn't have to be professional quality. The sound's okay. Video's okay. Easy to set up, easy to do. Don't have to worry about audio mixing. I just, whatever the speaker picks up in the cell phone, which those videos that you saw me playing, that's exactly, it's not filtered. That's exactly what you hear. Gus says I couldn't pull that look off like you know. No, well, hell, Gus, you'd be lost in that. You'd be lost in that slick anyways. You'd be stepping all over it. But yeah, we got different looks. We got different looks. I tried that on at the store, and the salesman's like, "Oh, they made that for you." It's like, yeah, they did. Yes, they did. You know, you see some people and you go, you know, it's not, you know, it might work if you're out in Wyoming or something like that, but just walking around New Hampshire, you go, yeah, nah, you ain't pulling that look off. I don't look out of place. Laurel said you'd have to be a wee bit taller. He has stilts on underneath. But that's a heavy jacket. Again, you wouldn't think, but it is. Now my duster, that was pretty light, but that was just a, it was a typical duster. It was a off-white, beige. Just think duck cloth or sailcloth. It was just cotton. It wasn't oiled like this one is. Yeah, there's some people, they try to dress in certain ways and it looks like they're always wearing a costume, and it's just like, no, this suits me. This suits me. I think the salesman said something like, it says, don't fuck with this guy or something like that. It's like, yeah, I guess. I just like it. They're utilitarian. They do what they're supposed to do. I like them. Finally got it again. As I say, suits me. Suits me. I got to clean my boots, though, my daily boots. I got to clean them. So the missus, we got to get you another pair of boots. I said, there's nothing wrong with these boots. I just need to clean them. There's nothing wrong with these. Western wear they cost a lot. A nice pair of boots cost. I usually like to keep it about anywhere between probably $150 to $200 a pair. Peggy says, I'm calling it a day now. This week has been stressful and I'm tired. Good night all, and thank you, John. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that, Peggy. I hope things de-stress for you. I fully get stress. I do. So stop it. Get some sleep. Wayne says, night, Peggy. Gus says, good night, Peggy. Yeah, she's calling it early. Usually when Peggy says she's calling it night, it's like, it's 10 o'clock. It's not. It's not 10. But yeah, I need to clean the boots. Clean the boots. I wore my burgundies, like I said in the last show. I wore my burgundies the other day. They're tight in the toes. I like to keep at least one daily pair and one dressy-ish. So I can, wear some slacks and a blazer and it'll be fine. My daily, I could get away with it if my dailies were clean, but nah, they're for jeans. Days for jeans. I wear jeans most of the time. Yep. Another thing on my list, I got to get to not Bailey's. I had a Bailey hat. Rand's Custom Hattery in Billings, Montana. I'd like for them to make me the Whiskey Cowboy hat. Similar to the way we've got this one shaped, but I might try a little bit more of a Gus top on. I don't know. See, the good thing about going into a hattery like that is you can try on various brim shapes, crown shapes. You can try it on and see what suits you. And then go, okay, we'll start with this. Okay, give me a little curl here. A little wider down there, a little taller up here, a little shorter, figure out what's working. And once they've got the dimensions and everything, well, shit, you don't need to be in there again because they got everything written. They put that little, that hat machine on your head, the head machine. I don't know, would you call it a head machine or a hat machine? You saw it. Had all them fingers and stuff that come down. It measures exactly the shape of your head and how deep it is from your whatever the hell that is. The temple to the crown, all that stuff. Hey, Mr. Mom. He says, good evening, everyone. You're late. Hope everything is good. Excuse me. Wayne says I'm fond of my Stetson. My first cavalry roots showing through. Yeah. Well, my current hat Stetson. I've had an American hat company. Had a Bailey. Bailey was a little bit more coffee. That Outback hat. My Stetson. Trying to think. I think those are generally the brands that I tend to stick with. But I'd like a Rands. I'd like a Rands. I like Stetson. I guess that's what I'm wearing now. This is part of their Elk Ridge collection with some whiskey cowboy modifications on it. But yeah, I'd kind of like a custom hattery. There's a couple out there that I like, but just Rands. There's something about their hats. Just Resistol is another good brand. I don't think I've owned a Resistol. My first cowboy hat was a Resistol. It was too stiff, almost like hard plastic. Yeah, well, all of them offer that type of hat. Yeah. You want them stiff, but you don't want them hard. John, what the hell are you talking about? Hats. You want them stiff, but not hard. Mr. Mom says, as good as possible. I was eating a late dinner. Honey bourbon, butterfly, pork chops, yum, brown rice, and Brussels sprouts. Alien brains. Having a pour of Green River wheated bourbon. Oh, see, there you go. I have not had Green River wheated bourbon, but I like a wheated bourbon. Now, you having it after your meal or with your meal? I'm not a bourbon while eating kind of guy. I'm an after dinner drinker. Donna says I had an Outback and my stepdad bought it back for Aussie, but left it up in Canada during camping. Damn, yeah, it happens. That happens. Mr. Mom says after dinner like dessert. See, there you go. Yep, that's how I drink mine. And then I have actual, what I call dessert whiskeys. They're all dessert for me, but they're the sweeter ones. We did some are okay, but yeah. Tend to like them a little bit sweeter. Some of the bourbons are on the sweet side. You get your molasses and stuff like that. So, oh yeah. Of course, those who follow my content know where my heart leads me. I'm a high rye bourbon man. I like a rye. I really love a rye, but I like a non-botanical rye. So that's great. But with high rye bourbons, they're not botanical. You know, you can get a high rye bourbon and it ain't going to be botanical. You're not rolling the dice. I like the spices. And there's a lot of overlap between a rye and a high rye bourbon. It's just by degrees of whatever's in the mash bill. Yeah, so it's like, So they taste good. And I'm about a mid to late 90s to 115 proof-ish, somewhere. And it depends upon the pour. Anywhere around 100, you're probably going to be good. I do like some with lighter. I'm going 85. Yes, 84 is as low as you can go, though. But 85, 88, 89, that's okay. It's a casual pour. But it better have some flavor. The problem is a lot of the lighter whiskeys don't have the rich flavors. Gus says, if you say blueberry bourbon, I'm leaving. I don't drink. No, that's my coffees. I like my flavored coffees. I'm not a whiskey liqueur kind of guy. My sister got me apple whiskey liqueur. I haven't tried it. Smells good. It smells good. I'll try it, but I'm not, bless her heart, I'm not a liqueur guy. The same way as I like honey whiskey, but I don't like American honey isn't a honey whiskey. It's a whiskey liqueur. It's not the same. Nasty. I hate all that stuff. Now some people like it. I'm not a liqueur kind of guy. If I want honey, I want the honey to come naturally, the flavors to come naturally from the oak barrels. That's it. But no blueberry whiskey. You know what? If somebody gave me blueberry whiskey, I'd have that forever because it's a dust collector. It's up on the shelf looking pretty. Yeah. No. I'm a straight whiskey guy, and real whiskey, not a liqueur. Somebody gave me shit about the other day that I don't like fire. Is it Fireball or something like that? It's like, no. Mr. Mom said, I've had Bailey, Stetson, Resists All, Adams, and another brand that I can't recall. We all have that brand that it's like, yeah, I know I had another hat. I don't know what it was. And, of course, a 7-point and a similar ones with an appropriate dressing. Yeah. I'm usually a 5 to 20x beaver guy. It's not as important to me as other factors, but 7 to 10 is good. 10 to 15 is good. 20 is awesome. And you can get higher. Depends upon what you want to use it for. I'd go super high with dress hats. Mr. Mom says 10 to 30. Yeah, like I said, I'm usually anywhere between 5 and 20. 30's good. But yeah, 10's respectable, 15's respectable, 20, 30's respectable. That's not that 5 isn't respectable. Again, you can have a nice 5. A lot of factors go into it. A lot of factors go into it. Yep. So Rands, hey, you want to sponsor me, you contact me. We'll see about it. Just one hat's fine. One hat's fine. As it is now, it's because, oh, everybody, I love your hat. Love your hat. Thank you. Stetson. Stetson. You can't buy it, though. Well, you can, but it won't look like this. I've done some shaping. Most guys do. If they're serious hat wearers, most guys, they get... Some just leave it the way it is, but a lot of guys, they end up doing something to it, tweaking it, making it theirs. Mr. Mom says there was a Resist All factory outlet in Garland, Texas. I loved getting factory outlet prices. Yeah, you can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Everybody always asks, "Hey, where'd you get your boots? Where'd you get your hats?" They've got places around that sell them. So you ain't getting a hat like this. Went down to the Western store down by the Mass border. I forget where it was. It's where we got the slick. And they had a bunch of hats. Didn't have it like this. didn't have it like this. I'm particular. They had a lot of entry level hats. And up here, they're costume hats. There's not a lot of cowboys up here. There's some folks that wear some Western hats. Gus will tell you, you see one every once in a while. See the leather ones or straw ones, some Outbacks. But then you look and say, okay, you look at them, and then what else are they wearing? And you look down at their feet, and they ain't wearing boots. They're wearing sneakers or dock sliders or hiking boots. They ain't wearing Western boots. Yeah. We go 10 more minutes. But yeah, Rand's. I'd like to stop in at Rand's. Yeah. Can't have too many socks. Can't have too many jeans. I got a handful of shirts I like. I got to go through and throw out the other. No, I don't throw them out. I bring them down to the clothing depositories and I let somebody else have them. You go through. Everybody's quiet. There's more people out there. I see you watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the show. Again, tonight's coffee is French vanilla. Went simple tonight. Oh, coffee burps. French vanilla from New England brand. Yeah, I wish they had been at more stores up here. They've got a couple tax stores. They got one in Claremont. Claremont's got a little tax store. They got one in just outside of Manchester. East side of Manchester. On the back road. Forget the name of the road. I can drive there. Yeah, and they got a tax store out there. They got a couple of them around, but got a few places to get boots. I didn't like the boots down at I don't know if it was the Boot Barn or whatever the hell it was down by the border. Didn't like their selection of boots. They had nothing that was worth a shit in the $150 to $200 range. Then they had some sort of in the $3 to $6. It's like, that's not what I'm not going to pay that for a walk-around boot. I'll pay $150, $200 for a walk-around boot. I'm going to pay $3 to $6. No. And I didn't like their selection. It's like, crap. And then they had all weird sizes. It's like, oh, come on now. All the sizes in the average range. So again, you're looking at between 9.5 to 11. They had shit boots. Mr. Mom says, being a Leo back in Texas, I'd always dress accordingly in the Western blazer, hat, and boots when I was in plain clothes and doing background investigations. Gus says, I had a black one I got in Texas. That must have been a while ago. They said you couldn't buy those black ones down in Texas. Gus is like, John, stop it. Well, he said a black one and got in Texas about 20 years ago. Paid $150 for it. I just couldn't wear it. It was so hot. I have to watch out the hats that I get because I'm so hot. Like, stop it. Stop it. Man, you didn't know they stack shit this high, huh? But, yeah, how I look on the show is about how I look every single day. Again, and sometimes when it gets in fall, I wear my vest and stuff, and I got a blazer too, and I got other stuff. I am rather recognizable in these parts. Rather recognizable. Look, Mommy, Cowboy. Yeah. Be good. Listen to your ma. Yep. But yeah, not a lot of good Western stuff up here. I got to get stuff online and run. No, they don't run. It's always funny. The kids aren't a problem. Every once in a while, you get a weird mother or something like that. It's like, stop it. But I haven't had anybody look at me and do weird shit in years. Look at you funny in the store. It's like, no. Well, you see me, Gus. It doesn't look unnatural. It just looks, you just don't see it every day, but it doesn't look weird. I don't think it looks weird. People like to talk to me. Don't know why. The missus goes, you can't go out anywhere. Somebody's going to talk to you. Yeah. I remember I was at the deli one time. Oh boy, that must have been a couple years ago. I was at the deli and I was ordering stuff, and I come up and I just started talking. And he's like, "Oh wow," he thought my voice was just awesome. I was like, "Oh," it's like, well, yeah." You got a kick out of it. Mr. Mom says, "Them, where are you from? Me, Texas. Them. Do you know JR?" Yeah. Oh, I get where you from all the time. Where are you from? But it doesn't matter where I'm at. Doesn't matter where I'm at. If I'm down south, they still ask, where are you from? Most people guess, like I said, most people guess Montana. Montana or Wyoming. Just like I can't place the accent. It doesn't sound like deep Texas. It's definitely not Georgia or any place like that. So yeah, Montana or Wyoming. Montana is usually a good guess. It's like, nope, never been there. I like Texas. Yeah. But I ain't a Texican. I is not a Texican. I like some parts of Arkansas, too. But I ain't from Arkansas. Yep. Can't say as I'm too fond of Louisiana. Best bass fishing I've ever done is in Louisiana. I'll give you that. I'll give you that, Louisiana. Great bass fishing. But other than that, oh, no thank you. No thank you. Like Alabama was better than Louisiana. I got itchies on my face now. I don't know why. But yeah, I like Alabama better than Louisiana. Georgia's okay. Georgia can be a little bit humid too. But Alabama wasn't too bad. Gus is like, or not Gus, Wayne's like, Alabama? It's Fort McClellan. Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. Oklahoma, it's nice. Dusty. My duster came in very, very handy in Oklahoma. Mr. Mom says, so all during my career I worked in dispatch. A lady approached me and my wife at the checkout counter. She was talking to the cashier. The lady asked, Are you him? I said, him who? If anybody asked me, are you him? I'd probably go, chances are yes. Chances are him I am, but maybe not. Does him owe you money? The answer would be no anyways. I don't know money. Gus says, I like it very much right here in New Hampshire. New Hampshire's a great state. I can't say enough good things except for the ticks. I can't say ticks and skeeters. Oh, but the Vermont skeeters, man, they ate the shit out of me. But yeah. Black fly season, not fun. Ticks, watch yourself. Other than that, love New Hampshire. It's a great state. Got 4 seasons, 4 distinct seasons. Fall started early this year. Too early. She said, the guy on the police radio. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I listen to you every night. Well, see, there you go. See, I couldn't, yeah, I mean, I could do that, but I'd probably put everybody to sleep on the radio. Easy listening code calls with a cowboy. Oh, goodness me. But, yeah, well, that's good. That's good. That's good. I still get people ask me, hey, you on the job? No, I'm not. I guess I just look, well, the fact that I got a service size pistol. I got a service pistol on my hip. That might throw some people, but no, I'm not on the job. The missus is very happy. He's very happy that I don't do any of that anymore. It's like, no, not doing it. Yep. Yeah, we rotated in dispatch. So. Good place if you're hurt. I preferred getting out on the road. Work the road. Sometimes I miss it. Yeah, sometimes I miss being in the Army too. Other times, no, I'm glad I ain't dealing with that shit. Did my time, did my things, and now I'm just on to other things. It's 10 o'clock, folks. We made another not so exciting evening. Sorry, it was a little slow. You sent me a funny video. Is this something I got to share? Let's see here. Something I got. Meanwhile, in Springfield, Ohio, the dogs are using camouflage. It says, yes, I've got to share it. Okay, let's see here. We'll see if I can. No, all it says is, meanwhile, in Springfield, Ohio, attachment unavailable. That's why it's not there. I'm not getting the link. It says attachment unavailable. Meanwhile, in Springfield, Ohio, dogs are using camouflage. Yeah, it's funny the links that they don't allow you to share. Go ahead and try to send me the link one more time. We'll see if it was just a glitch. Oh, see, there we go. Now, let's see if I can open this up. Oh, God damn it, open up. Yeah, see, it's not letting me open it up. Yeah, it's not, enter full screen. Yeah, and it keeps popping it back down. Won't let me share it there, Mr. Wayne. And it's really small in my player. It's a dog. He's walking with a whole leaf-filled medium-sized branch. It's a little dog. Looks like a Welsh Corgi or something like that, about that size dog. Yeah, it looks like a Welsh Corgi. And he's walking and he's holding on to the branch. Sorry about that, Wayne. Gus says, I stayed at a hotel in Waco during the trial and went to get ice. And I walked into a wall. I looked up and two cops looking at me. They were big. They were very apologetic. Yeah, they're probably scared of you. You're going to bite their freaking kneecaps off. No, Gus is not that short. He's not that short. He's not. But, yeah. Hey, thank you all for joining the show tonight. Got another show coming up Sunday evening. Same time, same place. I will be continuing to put the content out on Facebook, hopefully, and avoiding some of the knuckleheads. It's amazing. People love the way I run my page until I run my page and it involves them. Gus says they had to be over 7 feet tall. Yeah, well, big fellers. Laurel says, good night, everyone. Yes, good night, everyone. I'll try to get some longer articles out. I was not in the mood today. Just been under the weather. And okay, I'll keep putting out stuff that I think is halfway important. We'll get it on in there. But again, hey, get some sleep. Let's hope for the rest of the week to be stress-free. We'll see. Donna says good night. Good night, Wayne, Mr. Mom, Gus, Laurel. I said Don already. I think Peggy already left. Whoever else is watching, we got a passel of folks out there watching. So all you that were watching, thank you much for watching. Next time, please type up something. Remember to like the show, comment underneath the show. People forget to do that. Comment underneath the show. Judy too. Thank you, Judy. Comment, share to your friends, get more people to join the show. Hit that thumbs up, says Wayne. That's right. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you're notified. And I'll see you next show, which is Sunday. God bless and take care.